everyone, it's Pup Twigs on a special edition of Unleashed for our Pride podcast that will happen in June. And joining me all the way from Oklahoma is Pup Salem Ishmael Netherworld. How are you?
Oh, hello. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing really good here too. I so enjoy doing these each year. Second year I've done the Pride ones. These are a little different. They're more in depth,
Of
and
course.
so I'm all excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here and kind of give my perception and hope that someone can pick something out of what I say. So,
Oh, I'm sure they can. I've had done uh, three so far, and each one of them have kind of a different perspective on pride, which is great because it means something different to everybody.
right.
So let's kick it off. So how do you personally define pride?
So, pride to me is loving every piece of yourself, even the parts of yourself that you may be working to improve and that you may not be okay with sometimes. Because even though we are puppies, at the end of the day, we are people.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that you need to remember to relish the good things about yourself, the parts of you that you absolutely love, and the things you know that you're good at, your talents and your skills. But also love the parts of you that you need time to work on. So pride to me just means loving every piece of who you are.
Okay. All right. Well, when you think of pride, what does it represent to you in terms of your identity?
So for me personally, it's finding a healthy balance of humility and kind of realizing that I may have something that somebody else wishes that they had, or like a skill or something, a way of life, the way of thinking, and my identity is just to remember to share that, and despite everything that may have come and gone, that to remind everybody that, and remind myself ultimately that everything is worth it. So you are worth it. And that's how I would put pride in an identity.
Okay. All right. Are there any aspects of pride that are most important to you when it
So I know it kind of circles back to some of the first answer I gave, really, but grow a little bit of context, I guess. Growing up, I grew up in a pretty homophobic household,
Mhm.
and pride in general, like self love, was just not something that family members of mine were very big on.
Right.
Um, it was always something like, "Oh, pride is something you should be ashamed of. It's such a bad thing to have." And basically, pride to me at first used to be put everything that is you behind you, focus on the collective, focus on the people who matter. But as I got older, I mean, you definitely should be considerate. Like, definitely think about other people and their feelings.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but I've come to realize that pride is, it circles back to the first answer. You got to love every part of yourself, not just the things that you like on the surface level. And you shouldn't have to change who you are for other people.
Yeah.
So that's something I would say for that too.
That's right. Be yourself and be proud of it.
Hmm.
So, how has your understanding of pride evolved over time?
Um, it means my understanding of pride. Obviously, things have changed a little bit throughout, especially just in the aftermath of a lot of my recent life changes. Um, Give pride to the people who don't have it too. So I say that's a pretty important thing. You got to lift yourself up and lift up your community.
But yeah, that's a big part. Not only lift yourself up, but bring a lot of people up with you as you go.
Because I mean, you got to the way I kind of look at it a lot of the times is like you can't get somewhere without your support system. I've been very fortunate as life has gone on to develop my support system, and I would not be who I am or where I am without the people who were there for me.
Yeah, yeah, you're exactly right. Well, thinking about in general, just the community itself, what role does pride play in fostering a sense of community within us?
So fostering community with pride. There's a couple different ways I look at that because pride events are important, not just like for you. Pride events are important because you can connect with people and meet people because like you're coming together to celebrate your individuality and you find a common interest. And if there's other interests that you may find and learn that you didn't think you didn't know you were looking for, like, oh, this person is here for the same thing I am, but they also like this. I like this. Um, the way I kind of look at it, all people from different walks of life come to these pride events, whether they're actual part of the LGBT community or whether they're
Hmm.
an ally. We all come from different walks of life, and we come together for these interests. We're all pieces of a big puzzle. That's kind of how I look at it. Like we have
Yeah,
different colors, we have different shapes, and we come together to make one big beautiful picture.
yeah.
So
That's a great way to put it.
yeah, everyone has a place here, even when in times when they feel like they don't. I'm a big mental health person, big mental health advocate, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, Again, circling back to something I said, you may offer something that somebody else wishes that they have or that they don't have or that they want to learn about.
Hmm.
So you have a place here. You just have to remember to remind people that like focus on what you're good at, bring what you have to the table, so that we can all become a part of the big picture.
Okay. All right. Well, thinking about our rights, how do you think pride has impacted our community and the rights and visibility that we have today?
So I think because in the states, gay marriage has been legal for around a little over 10 years, well, close to 10 years now.
Yeah.
Um, it's been beneficial in the sense that we finally have cemented like our place, or at least put our flag in the sand, so to say,
Hmm.
for our we're here, we belong here, we exist with you, we coexist. It's commonly said that pop culture is defined by LGBT people, fashion, music. Like we've always been there as influences, but I
Hmm.
feel like it's become more well known and accepted that we have the influences that we do in the world. Um, I think there's been more acknowledgement of that overall, and despite everything going on in the world right now, we've obviously become more loved and accepted. We have more allies than we do enemies, I would like to believe. Um, while there's still definitely a lot of work to do, I think we've built our fort, so to say.
Yeah.
We have our spot,
Yeah.
and despite the pushback, we're still here.
Yeah. And hopefully, we don't have a lot of disruption of our rights this next 4 years, but I guess time will tell at this point. We just got to be vocal about it.
Exactly, and that's something we'll talk about a bit later, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what do you hope others understand about Pride when they come out to participate or just witness and watch the festival?
Okay, so do you mean like do you mean like witnessing the actual events in the festival, or do you mean like experiencing pride for as an individual?
Yeah, when you have, I'll use it example here, our big Orlando Pride Parade that happens in October. It it pulls a crowd of about 250,000 people into downtown Orlando for this parade, and we all know that there's not 250,000 uh, LGBTQ plus at that parade, so
Hmm.
it's brought a lot of allies and a lot of other people out. What do you think those people that have come out to see it, what are they going to leave with?
A different perspective, because that's I've come to understand personally over the last several months. Everything is just perspective based.
Yeah.
They may see something that they've never seen before in their life. Like if an ally who has, they're coming to the parade for the first time and they see like a group of puppies, they may be very, very confused. Um, but I think that that's a good thing, to kind of provoke the curiosity and give like a big question mark so that they can. Ideally, I'm hoping that it'll provoke questions like, what is this? The common. I'm sure you may have gotten this before. The common question, what's with the mask?
Yeah, exactly.
um, and I often preface and tell everybody that I talk to about it when there's those questions. I'm like, well, my answer that I give you is probably going to be different than what another puppy may tell you. Um, but I'm hoping that they just get this idea that, you know, there's a lot of different ways of thinking and a lot of ways of living out there, and maybe also break down some of the misconceptions and miscommunications about LGBT people in general, not just puppies, but
Yeah.
all of us. I'm hoping that they leave with more of an understanding coming from these events, or at least the idea to go out and do their own research and make their own answers, not just what they may have heard, what they have been told.
Yeah, yeah, don't just block it out, understand. That's the main thing. We just want you to get to know us and understand us. Once
You
you
don't have to like
understand
it.
us, it's great.
I mean, you don't have to like it. Like, not everyone's going to like what you do, but
Right.
as long as you can at least be like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I can see why you enjoy this. That's a victory to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not hurting you if I'm enjoying it.
Correct.
So let it go. Leave it alone.
Let it go.
So how do you celebrate Pride? And what does it mean if you actually go and participate in a Pride event?
So I feel like it's different every year for me. Um, because first of all, going into this Pride Month, this will be my first Pride Month as a single, like going to Pride as a single person.
Okay.
Um, my first time going to any kind of Pride event, like I was not a puppy yet, um, and I don't want going in now. I don't want to go absolutely crazy and do something I may regret later.
Right.
But I guess to try to answer the question, I mean it's different. So the way I'm kind of look at it, the way I'm going to look at it this year to answer what you're asking, I want to really find a healthy balance of continuing my outreach within the community to make new friends, make new connections, whether that's with more LGBTQ people or allies, as well as like personal growth.
Hmm.
So I'm more than likely going to be marching in the Pride parades again this year. I've done it the last 2, 3 years now, and it's always something super fun to do. I love representing my group out here, and I also get the opportunity for Pride Month to support a lot of like local businesses.
Good.
So that's another really fun thing. Yeah,
Good.
like local craftsmen, local antiquity sellers. The other day I bought from a local soap maker.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah.
It's always good to support the small local businesses.
Mhm.
So, in your view, how can Pride help to create positive change in our society? Or do you think it does create positive change?
I think it does, because kind of like I was saying earlier, we definitely have like put our name in the sand, so to say. Like we have these events regularly. People, I'm sure they know that they happen. Um, I think Pride can give a positive change by showing people that we're not something that we don't they don't need to be afraid of us
Right.
because we are. You know I think I feel that we get villainized quite a bit for whatever reason they may come up with. But like I mentioned, I grew up in a household where that wasn't really okay.
Yeah.
So it was initially it was very scary coming out to these events when I'm like 18, 19. But I remember going to a Pride event a few years ago, and I remember seeing puppies for the first time. And I knew about pup play, I knew about pet play, and I had never seen it in person. I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever. And I was like, can I please get a picture with you? You guys are so awesome.
Yeah.
Um, more exposure, positive exposure for sure. And what I really hope it opens people's eyes, not just to the queer folks, but the allies, obviously. And I think right now, obviously, um, I think maybe as ideally a positive impact would be to have like Pride on like a global level, let it be legal everywhere.
Yeah.
We do have to focus ultimately back here in the States a little bit. We have to remind them and kind of push back with what's pushing against us again. And so that's a positive change I'd like to see for us to kind of hone in and just stand our ground, so to say.
Agree. Agree. Well, what message do you think Pride sends to the future generations of our community?
So one big thing, and obviously because I am a bit younger, but I have made sure to understand, and I hope that the future generations understand this too. Do not take this for granted,
Yes.
because we had to do our LGBT. ancestors, you know, Stonewall. We had to do so much to get where we are right now. Um, so for the future generations, like, you have an opportunity to express yourself more than a lot of us would have been allowed to so long ago.
Yes.
And do not take it for granted. Do not forget to acknowledge that history. And while, acknowledge your history, but also learn to build upon it. So don't diminish and forget what came before you. Just keep building upon it, keep adding things to keep making your own positive change, whatever that may mean for the future.
Hmm. Well, it's been such an awesome time getting to sit here and talk with you about pride and learning your aspects of it and what
Of course.
you like with pride. Any last words you have before we get off here?
Just, I have four. I have four words that I live by, and anybody who knows me personally, anybody who may have talked to me online, they know I love to hear. So if you've never heard me say it before, or if you met me, you probably have, but four words for you. You are so loved.
The best
We
way
love
to
you.
end it right there is you're so loved. Again, thank you so much. I know it's not going to be the last time you and I get to talk.
Of course not. Anytime you want me, you have me. Thank you for the opportunity to come out and speak.
Oh, anytime. Talk again
Much love.
soon.
Thank you guys.